Hey guys, welcome to this week's video. We hope that all of you are doing amazing. And before starting on this video, I just want to thank everyone that tuned in to our first live stream. It was almost 2 hours, seemed like 30 minutes, went by very quick. We learned a lot thanks to you guys, because that's the only way to learn, is to just jump in and do it. Our next live stream is probably going to be in Portugal, on Pico. And hopefully all you guys will tune in for that. Live streams is a great way to engage, and I think that's why we're going to continue doing them. So that leads to why we're doing this video. Okay, it's a very important subject, and it's a subject that we get asked quite a bit. Okay, and it's the NIF number. What is the NIF number? And how important it is, and so forth. So in this video, we're going to hopefully answer the basic questions, such as, what is the NIF number? Okay, who needs the NIF number? Do I need a NIF number to live in Portugal? How long does it take to get the NIF number? If I lose the NIF number, how do I find it again? Does it expire? And so on. What is the NIF number? It's a tax number. NIF is a tax number. We call it a fiscal tax number. It's also known as o número de identificação fiscal. And also, another way that people say it in Portugal, o número de contribuinte. O número de contribuinte. Hopefully my pronunciation is good enough for you guys to understand. At the end of the day, they shorten it NIF number. N-I-F. This number is the main number you need in Portugal. It's the most important number. It's the first number that you would get, especially if you're going to be spending prolonged time in the country. It's basically a number to track your spending. It helps prevent any companies dodging taxes. The NIF number has 9 digits. Also tracks any money if you are doing taxes there, especially if you're going to claim money back, money coming back to you like through your expenses. It tracks that as well. Who is eligible for the NIF number? Any EU or non-EU residents can apply for a NIF number. If someone wants to live in Portugal, wants to work in Portugal, once they're thinking of moving, let's say, to just live there part-time, full-time, part-time being anything, let's say, more than 90 days. Tourists that are there for up to 90 days do not need to get a NIF number, because you're not, it's just for people that want to prolong their stay to more of a permanent or semi-permanent basis. A NIF number is required if you want to purchase any large items. And when I say large items, I mean like a house, like land, a car. Also, if you want to, you need a contract for a phone, for mobile, okay, or you need broadband, for Wi-Fi or TV. To shop online, the shops, they are asking to put the NIF number in. So for these things, you need any type of contract. You're going to need it, small or big. You're going to need the NIF number. You're always going to be asked for the NIF number in places such as the grocery stores, restaurants, etc. Now, you don't have to give them the NIF number. It's not something you must, okay? But if later you want to claim, or it's an expense, it needs to go on the receipt. So you get a receipt in Portugal, either from a restaurant, clothing store, grocery store. There's an area up here where it would go. Your NIF number would be on there if you ask them to put it on. They always ask you would either say yes or no. If you were going to claim, if it was going to go towards your to use it as an expense, so later for your tax purposes, you definitely would put it on there as proof. Another reason is if anyone's considering, which a lot of people are these days, considering residency, any type temporary residency, eventually to become a citizen maybe, you've purchased a home, you're going to be spending more time over the years, you're like an expat, you need to have this. How do you get the NIF number? One of them is pay a company to do it. There's companies in place that you can pay them. I think I've seen numbers for anywhere from 200 euros to 1,000, and they'll do everything for you. The other way is if you knew someone in Portugal that could be your representative. They can do it for you. They can become, it's like a sponsor basically, until you are on the island. The third way would be to make an appointment and go in, or just walk in. Sometimes you can just walk in. During COVID, I think you need appointments, but I know when I did, I just walked into the office. Any major town or village will have the office of the government that you can apply for the NIF number. I think it's like 10 euros. I think when I paid 20 euros, okay? I'll verify that at the end. I have some notes I'm gonna just take a last look at, just to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information. And the other is to email. Now the emailing part, like emailing the finance area of the government, is only if you're a EU resident. Okay, only if you are a EU resident or if you have citizenship and so forth, you could just email them and then they can do it for you. These are all stuff that I didn't know about this one, but I read it, and I'm also going to have a link that will have all this stuff on there on the video for you guys afterwards. You can just go in for yourself, do your own research, read the whole article, and you could always contact offices in the government. I'm here to share my experience, what I've learned. I'm not perfect, and I'm always trying to be very careful in the information that I give, but you then have to take that and I guess double check it. So just a few things I wanted to touch on. I actually grabbed my forms here. I just want to make sure I give this information out just quickly, and it's to do with cost. For example, when I mentioned those companies, I said they can cost anywhere from 200 euros to 1,000. That means you could also do it online. Okay, you could they're online, or you can hire them in person to do it for them to do it for you. So again, yeah. So it says here to do it online anywhere from 50 euros to 1,000 euros. So that leads me to believe that it depends if you hire a company to do it, or maybe you can do it yourself online. So doing it yourself could be a lot less. But these are all things that are on this. This is the article I'm going to put a link to on there. For example, 10 euros and 20 cents. If someone does it for you, so they got to go in, they would pay as if you were there in person doing it yourself. So going by this, it's about 10 euros and 20 cents. Something else I wanted to touch is representative, okay? Representative basically is something that sometimes there's people that are not really living or spending a lot of time in Portugal, but they do have some businesses, they need some representation. A lot of times you'll get like a family member that can deal with it, or a friend. You could also get like a lawyer, somebody you would put your trust on to be your representative. They could also become they can do the NIF for you. There would be like a lawyer. In the case of a few expats that I know, it was a lawyer that did it for them. I think it might have cost them, and I think one of them was like 80 euros. They can go probably as high as 150 euros, okay? And they would act on your behalf, and they become your representative. They know the laws, know the regulations, and they can represent you in the best way possible. A representative is very important. Do I need a NIF number to live in Portugal? It's something you're supposed to have if you're a resident here, as opposed to being a tourist. As mentioned, you do not need to use in the supermarket, but you may need it for a lot of other things. If you're not planning on buying a house or a car, opening a bank account or anything official, you can get by without it, okay? Just by. Normally you need it when renting an apartment, but since few landlords offer contracts, it isn't completely necessary. But as you can see, I would say if you're going to prolong your stay there, you want to function as a regular citizen there, you're going to need it. I'm going to take my glasses off. Now, just to share our experience, I am a Portuguese citizen. Laura is not, but she has hers. And, in order for us to buy a property, buy the land, again, we needed a bank account. In order to get a bank account, we needed the NIF number. So it's like a domino effect. And it's pretty easy. At the end of the day, it wasn't hard to do. If you are, again, doing something similar to what we're doing, just get it. An example, some of the expats that we know, the first trip they took, they already had the NIF number, they had obviously got the contact with the notary, the lawyer, they opened up a bank account, started negotiations on the property, and at the end of the day, it is important. And it's something that you need to have. Also, if you wanted to work remotely, you want to have your company there, you want to have an office, and all these things, in some of those cases, I'd say most of those cases, you would need the NIF number. So I think we're going to end it here. Hopefully I answered some of those questions. Like I said, it's Basics 101, the NIF number. And thanks for tuning in, and hopefully that was helpful. And if you have any questions, just send me a comment. If I could answer them, I will. If not, I can always ask. I'll refer you to the proper place for you to get the answer. Thanks again for your support. We love having you on our journey on Pico Island, but slowly we're also saying that it's your journey on Pico Island or the Azores. And it's a wonderful place. I have to end the video by saying that if you're already on this road and this part of this movement, you've maybe visited the Azores before, you already see, and you can see yourself there part-time or full-time. I think it's amazing. I think it's going to be, it's going to add to your life, and then you'll figure out these other things. You learn along the way, like we have, like we understand more about the banking system now, more about the government, some of the things that you need, and construction, the laborers, the rentals, anything that we're doing, we totally learn and we continue to learn from it. And the NIF number is just one of those things. Continue in good health, and I'll see you on the next video, okay? And don't forget to give me a thumbs up, appreciate it, okay? And subscribe if you haven't, so, okay? See you.